it's not me, it's you. What you're turning into is some kind of something that I never knew. You used to be okay, and I like you that way, but I don't think that I like you better. No, I don't think that I like you better.
Hello YouTube, John Fessmeyer here, MFA candidate at Academy of Art University, working on my 3D modeling thesis. So that's what this video series, this vlog is about. I'll put a link to the blog as well. So if you're curious about what I'm doing and you don't know, I've explained it many times, and I'm assuming you know by now. So just enjoy. You'll have to pardon my froggy voice right now. I've got a cold that is in my chest and it's wreaking havoc on my voice. So I did quite a bit on Creed in the last week. Let me start here with some details in his face. I'm really trying to get this up to a higher detail level, and I'm not, obviously it's got, I don't know, maybe not obvious to everybody, but obvious to me. I've got a lot more to go, but I've been pushing him more toward how the actual model he's based on looks. And that man's eyes are a little more sunken here and really come around like this. Just, yeah, the way his cheeks goes, all things I've been working on. Little dip in his chin and how that goes. I actually may bring this in a little bit more. Got the wrinkles here deeper and going farther down. I've got his eyes a little farther apart, which if I bring in everything else, you can see the eyes here are now off, and so that's something I'm gonna have to move those into place, which is fine. I got another really weird problem here, and I think I'm gonna have to recreate this piece, or do something different for it. Maybe I'll have a better idea. But this spiral thing got out of control. I don't know how it ended up looking like that. Just some kind of a weird bug, I guess. Oh, you can see here how this isn't right on top of the skin anymore. That's actually absolutely because of my sculpting I've been doing. So yeah, things are going to need to be moved around. Now with the clothes, got the clothes finished. Let's put his feet in his boots by turning on that foot layer. And I'm going to have to sculpt a little bit to get that fixed. But anyway, to just, yeah, get them fitting better. But so we've got the boots, we've got pants, coat, vest, shirt, and hat. And one thing, here initially I had a collar on the vest. I've removed that, and instead I'm going to sculpt in the collar as a sculpted part. The collar on the coat isn't actually part of the coat. It's a separate piece, because I learned that when you fold them over as I had it, it can cause problems with displacement maps, and the displacement map is going to be very important when I bring all this into Maya to make it look correct, and I don't want problems with that. So yeah, so that is how he's looking now. And I've started doing just a small amount excuse me, of sculpture on the clothing, just to get them fitting correctly, but I'm going to be doing a lot of detail on those soon. So okay, one moment, I'm going to pause this and bring up Anna. Oh, first I want to mention though, the next thing for his body to make him more zombie-like, I think, is going to be getting him more emaciated. I'm actually not sure if I want to do that as a separate layer or if I just want to do that to the model. I mean, that's kind of an essential thing to the model. But yeah, I don't think it's something that I'm gonna need to go back on. So yeah, that's something I need to figure out. But I'm looking at pictures of emaciated people, which is a sad thing, but I need the realism. So basically, he's dead for several weeks before she brings him back. So he should be thinner. He should, So that's something I'm going to work on in my sculpting, and I've started looking at pictures for that. Okay, on to Anna. Okay, so here's Anna again. Um, and yeah, I've done more since the last time. I've smoothed out more of the texture and really blended things in. Some of the tough parts were hands and feet, um, but they're looking better. And I also let's see on the hand here. I also well, I'll just zoom in on that. That's yeah, anyway. Oh boy. Okay, so I also like here. There's a big dip in here. Now on the actual girl, she does have a big kind of recess there, um, where the thumb and the back of the hand meet. Um, but there are times, and it's a I don't know. I think it's a judgment call really. But there are times when you want things to be very close to what is real, and there are times when you want them to be closer to what people expect. And this is one of those times where when I understand it, it might look kind of funny to people watching my demo reel if she's got these that big dip there. So it's something that I wanted to fill out. I've also smoothed out her knuckles a bit and made them look more feminine. And let's put that back on. Let's bring her back. There she is. Okay. Also, this ridge here I got in. I did more on the back of her knees, so I'm pretty happy with how those are looking. And as you can see here, this is when you've got some overlap with the ear and stuff. I talked about the overlap problem. You can't really get away with it, I mean, with the ear, it's going to happen anyway. You can't really get around it, but I got to fix the texturing there anyway. But those are little things that come up that won't be too tough. The other thing was her shoulder blades. I really looked at the girl I'm modeling this after and picture of her back where her arms are like this and got her shoulder blades really nicely in place. You can see pretty well there. So I think all that's looking very nice. And ready to bring up, get more detail in there and work on and start really working on the clothes. Okay. One more thing to show. Okay, this next bit is for my rigging class, where, as you know, I'm rigging Creed. Fortunately, we haven't actually skinned the model to the rig yet, which is good because I do want to get the little bit more emaciated look before I do that. And it should fit right on here. I'm not going to be changing the placement of things. I'm just going to be making them thinner and more gaunt, though not too much. And the animation I'll be doing for my rigging class, I don't plan for that to be actually on my demo reel, but I will put it on this channel. It'll be kind of, and I eventually will probably also make when I'm ready for my reel to be out there, to make a website and whatnot, and it'll be on there. So this is basically, though, just showing the rig I'm making for him. And I can indeed, make the model solid and whatnot. But I prefer to work with it like this, right at, while I'm just getting the rig in there. So I've created the rig, and this week got some work going on the hands. Actually, that should be at 0. There we go. So I don't know. I love this. I love how in rigging you create something iconic that goes near the part of the body that it controls, and that you actually control it, not with the actual joints, but with the rig. So there's generally in animation, you don't actually animate directly on the joints. What you do is you have a rig that controls the joints. You program the rig, so that's really probably the best way to put it, through various connections to the joints to be rigged. and then you can do things. So this, as I said, this is not skinned, but you can see, I can show right here what I've got is I've got the fingers can be spread or pulled back, and since when you spread your fingers, the middle finger doesn't really do anything. It's just the other fingers going away from the middle finger. I've got this ability to curl any individual finger and curl the thumb forward and back a little bit. And if so I can, and when you bend your finger, pretty much, for the most part, it just curls. There are other things. It might actually be smart for me to do something that curls only the last two joints. But anyway, let's see, fingers spread, I did that. And then I can also do fingers curl. So there's one master control that attribute here that will control the other fingers, but not the thumb, which I think is a solid way to do it. And the thumb can be done separately. And of course I have the same for the right hand. So that's my rig so far. I had only rigged hands, pardon me, once before in Maya 1 for a robot I made, and what we learned in there wasn't as complicated as what we're doing here. So this was really fun learning how to do this. Okay, so again, I'll post links below if it's got you intrigued and you didn't know about my thesis before and are curious. And yeah, have a good weekend.